So the volunteer uniform includes your vest, a white buttoned and collared shirt, black pants, and black shoes. To be comfortable throughout, if the weather's very warm, your white shirt can be short sleeves, or you can wear a plain black sweater in the winter if it's cold. Your name tag will go on the right side of your vest. If you choose to wear a sweater in the winter, you'll move the name tag to the sweater so that it can be seen. Practical note is that your black pants could have as many pockets as look nice. Not cargo pants, but you'll be possibly carrying a lot of things. You may have tuck away your car keys, a Band-Aid, tissues. You never know what you might need. Be sure that your black shoes are comfortable. It's quite possible that you'll arrive here at 6 o'clock and you won't sit down again until 10 or 10:30. So be sure that you're going for the practical and not necessarily the glamorous. If you choose to wear socks or stockings, they should be black. And most importantly, remember your smile.
Hello, I am an example of what women should wear as volunteers. You have your vest on that is buttoned down, your white shirt, whether it is short or long sleeves, is tucked in, it is not sticking out. Your name tag is on the right-hand side with a few other things. You can also have a badge that the Bushnell will give you for their 90th year on the left-hand side. If you have been here 5 years or more, you can also wear your yearly pin on the left-hand side. My pants are black. They are not denim or any other material but cotton or wool. My shoes are black. They are not slip-ons, and they are slip-ons. They're not. There are no holes in the front or in your foot. Your heel is not showing in the back, and my socks are black.
Here you have a great example of what not to wear when you're working as a Bushnell volunteer. You will notice that shoes are brown, nice enough, but not uniform. Shirt is untucked. Tie has apparently run into a problem, and the hat is a never. So apparently whatever happened to the tie also happened to the name tag, because it seems to be on the wrong side and turned the wrong way. So while nobody would really show up looking like this, we have Angel today showing off just how bad it looks when you're out of uniform.
Hi everyone, my name is Diane McAdams. They call me around here DMAC. I'm here to explain to you what I do and how things kind of work. I am patron service manager, and there's 5 of us, so you don't know which one will be on duty that night. We kind of all things Bushnell. So we do the emergency. We're the person that all the floor directors would go to. We take care of, we answer questions from back of house when things go wrong with front of house, which hopefully is always minimal because you guys are so good. One of the things, everybody has a radio as far as the front of house goes, and what that, like I said, that's patron service manager. Then if you're working in the Belding Theater, you'll have a house manager. If you're in the Mortensen, you'll also have a house manager. And then you'll have a floor director, and the floor director is really who you will answer to immediately. They also radio me if they have a complaint or an issue, or not necessarily a complaint, but whatever their needs might be. They'll radio their house manager and then me. We are all considered front of house. So all the floor directors, the house managers, and the patron service managers, we are part-time staff at the Bushnell. Hi everyone. Another aspect of front of house is customer relations. At customer relations, you will find cough drops, listening devices if patrons need it. Patron complaints can go there, lost and found goes there. It's a very important aspect of the Bushnell.
Welcome to the coat check for the Bushnell. This is where people bring their coats, umbrellas, and hats to be checked before they enter the theater. Behind me we have the racks for the coats, and they have numbers on them. You take one of these out. They are in numerical order, and it is most convenient if you start at the lowest number and go to your right. You take one of these things and give it to the patron, and then you put their coat on and hang it up. Now, if there's a gentleman or even a lady with a hat, you put them up here and tear off the bottom number and hand it to them. If it's a very rainy day, there are plastic things right here for you to put the umbrellas in, and there's pink tickets where you can hang the umbrella or you can lay it on the floor, and this is how you store the umbrellas. Okay, I have one hanger out ready right now, but on a night where we have a big house, I usually have about 3 hangers out ready. The other thing is that you also put out a basket before people come to retrieve their coats, because they give tips, which then you in turn take the money out and give it to the info booth, to the floor manager that's in charge of the info booth. Hello, good evening.
Hi. Need to check this before the show?
Okay, here's your tag.
Thanks.
And enjoy the show.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, occasionally there will be a night when there's a very full show, and you might have more coats than you have room for on this rack, even though it is very long. But sometimes the coats are fat if it's in the winter time. So if it looks like you're running out of space before that happens, please contact your floor manager to help him set up another rack for you. Okay, this is the coat check for the Mortensen Theater, which is a little bit different than the Belding one. This coat check, this is what it looks like, and on the floor, there's something that you put your foot on to make it go around, like so, okay? And it goes in, depending on how you touch it, depends on the direction it goes. It's best to start at the low number and go that way around. And you skip numbers if it's big coats and there's not enough space between 2 or 3 coats, you skip a couple of numbers. When this is full, then you move over to the other one, which also turns around in the same way. And you hand the numbers out just as you did in the Belding.
Hi.
Hello, good evening, how are you?
I'm good. We're so excited to be here for a Broadway show.
Well, welcome to the Bushnell.
Thanks.
Take their coat, hand them their number,
Thanks.
and enjoy the show, and hang it up exactly under the number. You see the numbers up here need to correspond with the number on the jacket or coat.
Hi, so this is another job that you could get. It's not one that you're going to get too often. This is called the elevator operator. It sounds easy, and it is, but you know there's some responsibility to it. This is an elevator that has to be called, so you have to press the button before the door will even open. See, it's on mezzanine level now, and it's coming down. This is an assignment that if it's the first time you get it, you need to let the people know that are giving you the assignment that it's your first time, so you can have a more detailed explanation of it. So when you step in, on this side are 4 buttons. It's P, B, M, and L. So it's lobby. It is lobby, mezzanine, balcony, and penthouse, or whatever. I can't remember what it's called at the moment. But you're really good. Just this is the way for people to go up to the balcony for the most part. So what you do is you're going to be coming to this position. You'll press B or M for mezzanine or balcony for what the patrons want, and you let it go and bring people down at the end of the show. So it's pretty easy, but you need to be educated on it. Okay, so we're now in the lobby between the two theaters, the Belding, the Mortensen. This is the elevator bank that services the Belding lobby area. It does service like Autorino Great Hall, some reception space, etc. It can also lead you to the mezzanine level of Mortensen. The one thing this elevator bank does not do is go directly to the balcony. So if you're here for the balcony, it's best that you use the Mortensen elevator, which goes directly up.
Another position you may have for the performance is patron guiding, which is arguably one of the most important positions that you will do as a volunteer at the Bushnell. Your job is to point people in the right direction and have them get there in the most efficient way, which does mean that you're going to have to know elevators, staircases, bathrooms, water fountains, etc., which theater doors to go in. And you really need to be proactive and engaging. You can't just stand off to the side and hope people will approach you with their needs. Be scanning the crowd, everybody who's coming through the door. A lot of times it's pretty obvious because people will be standing there looking at their ticket, looking around, not sure, go up to them and offer some assistance. Sometimes it just takes a good evening, welcome to the Bushnell, to approach them and engage them, and they'll tell you what they need and you can point them in the right direction. So sometimes just being friendly and approachable is enough, but you are so important to keep traffic flowing and get people where they need to go efficiently and ease some anxieties, especially for people who have never been in this building before. It's big, there are 2 theaters in here, and sometimes people just need a little push in the right direction. Don't literally push them.
Now we'll show you a quick example of a way to patron guide.
Hi, welcome to the Bushnell. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm not sure I know where I'm going. I've never been here.
Well, you have great seats. You're right here in Mortensen Hall in the orchestra. Just proceed and someone will give you the program.
Thank you.
Some things that were awesome about that bout of patron guiding were that our patron guide was proactive about approaching our patron, especially because she looked a little bit like she didn't know where she was going, and was friendly and kind in her greeting. And also something to note there was that she took note on the ticket that our patron was in the Mortensen Theater, which is one of the really important things on a ticket, pointing a patron in the right direction, because we do have 2 theaters, and a lot of times we have shows going on in both theaters at the same time. So making sure that you are paying attention to that on the ticket, and you know once you see that on the ticket where to point the patron. So this is an example of perhaps what not to do as a patron guide. So big no, number 1 was our patron guide was on her phone. Please don't do that. If it's an emergency, there are opportunities and places where you can go to check your phone, but generally when you're in view of patrons, you're on, and you should not be focusing on your cell phone at all. And the fact that she didn't do any patron guiding because she wasn't paying attention to the patrons around her. This patron clearly needed some help to get where she was going. She was looking around, confused, looking at her ticket, and our patron guide didn't know that she needed help because she wasn't looking at her, and then didn't provide any help at all.
Hi, and welcome to Mortensen Hall. We opened up in January 13th, 1930. Our founder, Dotha Bushnell, created this beautiful treasure. It has a beautiful Art Deco interior, as you can see. There are 2,799 seats in this theater. Everybody asks about that one seat that's missing, and we believe it's Dotha sitting in it somewhere. As you look up, you see drama. That's our ceiling mural. It's the largest ceiling mural of its kind in the United States. And there are 2,799 seats in here, as I said before. So plenty of seats for everybody to buy a ticket. Enjoy. One of the most important jobs here for you volunteers is ushering. You're going to greet the patron as they come through the door. You're going to smile and say, "Welcome to the theater." They're going to hand you your ticket or say, "May I please see your ticket?" You're going to take a quick look at it, and because you're going to know the sections of the theater, you're going to then take that theater ticket, you're going to walk down to their seat, and you lead them down. You have them follow you, and when you arrive to the pew, you kind of come to the edge of the pew, and if someone's sitting there, you just say, "Would you excuse us, please?" And you let the patron go through, and you hand them their ticket and say, "Please enjoy the show." To continue, if the show has started and it is dark in the theater, that's why you have a pen light. You're going to look at the theater ticket here, keep it down, and then go down and you can check the seat down there. You do not flip it around and then disturb the goings-on of the show. Now we're going to show you an example of ushering in the theater.
Enjoy the show.
Hi, welcome. It's right here. Enjoy the show.
So in this theater, when ushering, please pay attention to the theater itself. As you're facing the stage, consider that north in both theaters. We have two theaters here. So when patrons come in, you want to make sure, first of all, that they're in the right theater. Since you're facing north in both theaters, to the right is east, to the left is west. Section E, east, is to the right. Section A would be on the west. And that's kind of how you remember that. In terms of tips, I like to look at the theater, look at the ticket, make sure you're looking at the section that they're in first, look at the row, and look at the seat. And again, is it odd, sequential, or even, sequential, or odd? You have to pay attention to that, and you want to make sure that they are in the right theater. Some of the things I also do is, if you know a little tip like, there is no intermission. Sometimes there's shows that have no intermission. I usually let people know that, so if they need to go to the restroom first, they're allowed to do that. If they're in a little bit earlier, I say, please be sure to visit our snack bar and everything to get a refreshment. That also helps, and I also sometimes point out the restrooms, and that helps as well. So when we're notified from the floor director to get access to the house, that allows the ushers, and it's usually a few minutes, it could be 10 minutes before the show, it allows us to go into the theater and scour our seats, because every time we come to do a show, it's a different assignment. So you really do want to make sure that you know exactly the row, exactly the section. So when you look at a ticket visually, you can tell the person, "Oh my gosh, you're in that section over there." So that helps. Okay, so at the end of the show, patrons will be leaving. Ushers will be stationed outside saying good night, have a good evening, thank you for coming. Once the theater's clear, the ushers come in, and one of our responsibilities is to go through the seats and the floor. You're not picking up garbage. All you're doing is retrieving and looking for any missed items or forgotten items that the patrons left. If you see something immediate, keys, a cell phone, we're to notify our floor directors immediately so they can then tell customer service if someone inquires about keys that yes, they're going to be on their way shortly. Again, I'm going to reiterate, we're not there to pick up garbage or anything like that. It's just personal items. And we are not to leave the theater until the floor director releases us for the evening.
Welcome to the Belding Theater. This Belding Theater opened in November of 2001. It consists of 2 levels, the orchestra level right here, and then the mezzanine level upstairs, and it has 907 seats. We're now about to ask our patrons to come into the Belding Theater, that she will receive a prompter as she walks through the door, and then Angel will be the usher showing her to her seat.
Welcome to the Bushman. Enjoy the performance.
Hi, welcome to the Bushman.
Thank you.
Let
Here's
me
my
see. Oh,
ticket.
perfect.
We'll now
Follow
show
me.
you the correct way to show them to their seats. You actually usher them to the row and the section, and then show them their seat number. This is all available on the ticket when you first come to the door. You can see where they're going. There are certain ways to bring a patron into the theater and show them to their seats, but now I'd like to give you the side that we don't want to see. First of all, come on in.
Oh, okay.
Can I see your ticket? Oh, no. This is the wrong one. You have to go upstairs.
Upstairs.
Yeah,
So
that
now
way.
we're telling the patron they're in the wrong spot,
I get
wrong
there?
Go
seat,
to the next person.
and we're pointing. Go there, do this. This is not exactly what a Bushnell volunteer would be doing.
One of the positions to which you might be assigned is that of the ticket scanner. When you are at that position, you are merely directing patrons to scan their own tickets and to try to keep the line moving because there may be a lot of patrons behind them waiting. So now we'll give you a demonstration of how the process happens.
Good evening.
Good evening, welcome to the Bushnell. Your barcode goes under the light and you will hear a bell ring and a green light will come on. If you have questions with your seating, there's a lady over here that will be happy to help you and enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Bushnell. Have your barcode up and put it under the light, please.
I've never been to this building before. Can you tell me where the restrooms are?
The young lady over here will be happy to help you and enjoy the show.
Hi, how can I help you? Yeah, I've never been here before. I'd love to go to the restroom.
Oh, there's one right around the corner. You pass customer relations, it's on there.
Okay.
Okay, we use patron guides to assist the patrons with questions about seating and any other thing they have a question about in the theater because that keeps the line flowing more easily. When a person scans their ticket, if the light turns green and they have a question, then they are directed to the patron guide to assist them in whatever their questions may be. On certain occasions, however, the light may turn red. In that case, you would send them directly to the box office where their problem will be resolved.
Hi, this is Brandon from the box office, and I'm here to talk about tickets. When you are at the Bushnell Theater, you will encounter 4 different types of tickets. We have our original, what we call a physical ticket, printed, generally mailed or picked up at the box office. We have our printed home ticket. Our digital ticket. And every once in a while, you'll see what we like to call a seating pass. Let's talk about each of these tickets, how we access them, where they come from, and where to find important information. First, we'll talk about the physical ticket. In most cases, this ticket's sent to them in the mail, usually at least 10 days before the performance, or they pick it up at will call. On this ticket, you'll find all the important information, like the event, the hall it's held in, and the seat location. Just a note about seat location, you can always remember in section C, the left-hand side of the theater, all the seat numbers are odd. In section E, the right-hand side of the theater, the seat numbers are all even, and they're all consecutive in the center, section D. So we'll find, once again, our performance information, our hall, our date and time, as well as our seat location. Section, row, seat, as well as the price. And our barcode, along with seating information, is also on the stub. Our print at home ticket has all the same information on this 8x11 sheet. Date and time, barcode, seat location, patron information, as well as some odds and ends about rules and regulations in the theater in the bottom here. If a patron is having issues with their ticket at home or the print at home ticket, it's usually how they tried to print it. And what they'll say is they'll get a sheet like this, but it'll be missing a barcode. If a patron is having issues with their print at home, they should refer to their confirmation email. About halfway down, there's a link labeled "click here." On their email will be highlighted, and that's the link they're going to use to print these tickets. We also discussed our digital ticket. Digital tickets should not be printed. Patrons should actually access it through their MyTickets account. The easiest way to do this is to go to www.bushnell.org. And here's our website. In the top right-hand corner, you see these 3 bars. We'd like to call that a hamburger icon. You click there, and then you're going to click on the link that says My Tickets. Here you're going to enter your email address and the password that you created when you made your original purchase. And if they're anything like me, it'll take this long. So I would kindly ask the patron to step to the side while you assist other patrons to get them into the theater. After they've logged in, they'll see this message. Hi, Brandon Baker, that's me. And then a button here that says View Your Tickets. It shows them all of their inventory, and they can click on the first ticket, and there we go. We have a barcode, event information, date and time, as well as the seat location. If they have more than one ticket, they can go to next ticket, and we can scan that one, or previous ticket to head back to the first. Last but not least, every once in a while, not very often, you'll see what we call a seating pass. A seating pass has all the same information: the attraction, the date, the time, the patron's name, as well as the seat location, orchestra, section D, row K, the seat numbers 201 and 202, a box office employee's signature, and a ticket count usually in the top left-hand corner. And that's all about tickets. Thanks, and have a great day.